Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it is your host with the most, Whiteboy7thst I, and welcome to some early access pre-alpha Battlefield 1 gameplay from the multiplayer reveal squads event. And in this video, we're going to be talking about location. We're going to be talking about the multiplayer maps. Where is the battlefield going to be taking place? Because there was a lot of hype for trench warfare since the first Battlefield trailer came out, and this map had no trenches whatsoever, but I really like the balance on conquest from the inner city fighting in the village, lots of windows, lots of buildings, and then there was open farmland where vehicles did a lot better. So Battlefield tweeted and responded to someone asking, what nations will you be able to play? And Battlefield responded, in multiplayer you get to play as British, German, Austro-Hungarian, the Ottoman Empire, Italian, and American troops. So I'm no World War I expert or historian. I'm sure the comment section is, but I'm pretty sure a majority of the fighting took place in Europe, and there was definitely a lot of European nations on that tweet. Now, this is a screenshot from the map Amiens, a destructive clash in a majestic city. Fight on the streets and squares in the French city of Amiens during the German Spring Offensive. A struggle in crumbling alleys, a courthouse, around bridges and railways, where the British and the Germans desperately seek to control the depths of the city. What's crazy to me is this is a historical event that actually took place, and there's photos of the city being destroyed after this battle. I'm going to throw a few pictures on the screen right now. This is the city now. A lot of buildings, clusterfuck, urban fighting, I'm assuming. Now, this is after the battle, and you can see the entire city is destroyed. And then there's a screenshot of this railroad super tank looking thing with this huge turret on the front of it. And it was interesting because the screenshot that they shared of Amiens, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name, but there's a lot of soldiers jumping onto this train, which has its own turrets of its own. So I'm assuming if you're losing on conquest, this is got to be the behemoth that your team is given. You get this awesome train, and you get to try to take back the city. And one interesting little thing that I noticed, there's no debris around the train tracks, and there's this like huge plow on the front of the train. So I don't know, maybe in a real war there wouldn't be any debris on a train tracks because like there's no buildings really by train tracks, but that city seemed like it was a clusterfuck, and the planning of the city wasn't that great, and I don't know. So I'm just speculating with what little information that we do have, and I would very much invite your comment in the section down below. Let me know what you think about this. I think it's going to be an awesome map, and if you want to see any more gameplay from Battlefield 1, please subscribe. I got like 8 hours of footage that I'm going to be able to upload over these next few weeks, and I've already posted a few where like Snoop Dogg kills me, and there's some attack plane gameplay and the behemoth blimp. I'm going to link those down below for you guys. But anyways, let's move on to the next map. And I'm totally going to butcher this. The St. Quentin Scar, a massive attack on the sacred battlefields of northern France. As part of the Cashier battle, the German army throws everything they have to try to break through the British lines. Prepare for a truly cataclysmic assault as you push through the trenches of the St. Quentin Scar. Be the first soldier to break through the fortified lines and assault the pristine village of Travesey, untouched by the war until now. I'm pretty sure this map is St. Quentin Scar. I'm not 100% sure because they mentioned trenches, and there are no trenches in this map. From my knowledge, it could be a metaphorical type of thing, but one reason I assume that this is the map because there's like these fake dummy blimps all over the place, and you can see it in the picture that they showed. So I can only assume that this is St. Quentin Scar. The next map. This map excites me a lot. Montague Rapid. I mean, just look at this picture right here. There's 3 planes, the blimp, explosions all over the place. Take part in one of the final battles amongst the peaks of the Alps, high above the clouds. A desperate fight for control of mountain forts are challenging even for the toughest soldier. Utilize the massive fort cannons to stop the advancing enemies as they scale up the mountainside. Up here, in this furious struggle, the Austro-Hungarian Empire holds the upper hand, but the Italian army won't stop until they take back what's theirs. I think this map is going to be a little bit more friendly for aircraft, dogfighting, and killing people on the ground trying to scale up this mountain. They're going to be so vulnerable from an attack from above. The mountains in the background, going through mountains and fighting around the mountains, it's got to be sick. Being in the fort and holding people off. I love when a map has a clear strong point of the map, and that's where a lot of the fighting takes place. It just looks massive, and airplane fight in the mountains. There's got to be a lot of people crashing into mountains, and it's got to be chaotic, and I think I got a lot of hype for this map in particular. Let me know your thoughts, as always. Comments down below. I do appreciate it. And I would really like the community's feedback. What map are they most hyped for? What feature in Battlefield are you guys hyped for? Get involved. Join the conversation. This is a monumental event in the online gaming community. It's absolutely insane that I got to play this early. And I want your guys' feedback, please. And a like, if you will. That helps a lot, too. So I appreciate that. So there is one more map. The Empire's Edge. Along the Adriatic coast, a fierce struggle for land and life is taking place. A rugged but fortified shore becomes the battlefield for an empire under siege. What was once a beautiful Mediterranean village by the coast is now transformed by mechanized war, where waves and dreadnought battleships pound the remains of Italy's Great War. Now this screenshot is just beautiful. You get to look at the Battlefield engine, Frostbite engine at its best. You gotta love the sun off the water, and then you see a battleship in the background. I'm assuming this is gonna be the behemoth for this map, where if you're losing on conquest, you get this battleship, and it's got to go down if you're on the enemy team. Now, it's very interesting. I don't know where this war is going to take place. There was a map in Battlefield 4, I forget the name, but it was a series of little islands. There was the RCA boat, and you got to fight in the sea. And I like the waves, especially the Levolution, where that huge ship crashed into land. I like that a lot. I wonder if that's going to be the case in Battlefield 1, just because I'm sure the technology at the time, there's got to be these little stupid boats with maybe one machine gun on them that's got to get absolutely lit up. I don't know. I'm just assuming. I think it's got to be mostly fighting on the coastline in that city that they mentioned, and then there's got to be a little outside presence from obviously this behemoth battleship, and maybe there's got to be some boat gameplay in it. I'm not an expert in World War I boat combat and Navy combat. They did have ships. I don't know how good they were. Maybe there'll be some wood ships out there like Pirates of the Caribbean. That'd be too insane. But I did do a little research on World War I Navy ships, and for the most part there were these big behemoth battleships. Now they did show that one battleship. I don't think there's got to be, like, you can't control one of these by yourself. I think it's got to be more of a team thing. I did see, as you can see in the background, there's the big ships, and then there's this one ship full of soldiers going to land that's made out of air and dreams for the most part. So I'm assuming that there's not going to be a huge fight in the ocean like there was in some Battlefield 4 maps, but who am I to say that? I'm not an expert. I'm just assuming. Let me know in the comments down below. Maybe you guys know a little bit more than I do right on this subject. But wow, 4 maps. They teased 4 freaking maps, and you know there's got to be a lot more maps. But it's crazy because they have the mountain fight, they have the fight on the coastline, they have this map which is a fight in like the city and this village. Then they're gonna, from the first map that I showed, it's gonna be a even larger city, and like with cities, not like dirt roads, but like brick roads. And you can see this overview. You can't really call this a city. It's like a village surrounded by farmland for the most part. But then there's gonna be a map like purely deep in the city streets, which there's a few different things going on right here. I like it. We haven't even seen anything about like the trenches. Like like the trailer showed. So that's something to look forward to. I don't know what the fuck happened here. My gun didn't work. I was shooting and my freaking gun malfunctioned. I don't think that's a feature in Battlefield. I think I just choked or something right there. Wow. I'm really excited for Battlefield 1. Like I said, guys, I have a lot more gameplay coming out, so please subscribe if you watch 10 minutes into this video. That would mean a lot to me. And let me know what you want to see next. I can't upload everything just yet. You know, you have to wait. You know how companies are. You have to wait a little bit. I'm working on those videos, but I would like the comments to see what videos I should put a little bit more effort into. And you can actually shoot the planes pretty effectively. You gotta love the bayonet charge just to like try to get from point A to point B. Yeah, the planes, if you shoot, look at this plane just sitting there. If you shoot the planes in the wings, like with a sniper rifle, it does like 20% damage to it, or 20 damage to it. It really hurts the wing and makes it difficult to fly. So if you do see a plane flying above you, try to shoot at it with whatever you have. Like, there's a few mounted machine guns around the map. They weren't very effective in my experience. I only had a little experience with them. Obviously, if someone's right in front of your machine gun, it's got to be good. But the point of view that the machine guns had that were mounted, it was kind of weird because there's armor around it, like big metal plates, and you can only see through a little tiny slit. And look at me, I'm playing the objective. Like, people thought I was gonna just try to trick shot on Battlefield and not play the objective. I am using the assault class here, but in my future videos I'm using the medic and stuff like that, and that was really good. I got some good clips stabbing people with the syringe and stuff. This little tank, I gotta tell you about this little tank, man. This little tank is deadly. Look how fast it's shooting, and it literally just flanked us and probably took out like 4 of us. But now the Behemoth is in the air. If you want to see some Behemoth gameplay, I will link it down below, and you gotta check it out. This is a bad mamma jamma. So thank you guys again for watching. I'm gonna end this video right here. I already showed some of this Behemoth gameplay in the video that I just mentioned, so check it out if you want to see what happens. I actually get a lot of kills in it. I take out a plane. That's all I'm gonna say. So just look at Battlefield 1. Holy moly, from the, like, just look at it. Look how good it looks. Holy shit. Alright, I'm gonna go now. Bye-bye.
We have taken objective butter.